Hi drummers, hope you're well. Right, rock and roll endings. You know the kind of thing, right? So shout out to channel member Fran, superstar channel member Fran, who's working on grade 3, Sweet Emotion. There's loads and loads of different things you can do when it's a big, finish on a drum fill, trash can ending, so called. I remember quite a lot of years ago, I was playing in a theatre show, and on the score it said, at the very end of a tune, of a number, it said, whatever drummers do at the end. And you had that thing where you have a dot with an arcing line over the top of fermata, over the note, and it's just like, make a big racket at the end. And I remember actually thinking, I don't really know what to do here. I think it's one of those funny little things. A lot of drummers, although they sort of like the idea of this, and it's one of those things about drums, especially live drums, that sort of get people going. My thing with it, honestly, for quite a few years was I wasn't ever really too sure like what to do, how these work. And I come to the conclusion that there isn't actually one particular thing. It's just make a racket, basically. So the way I see this is like, you take a lot of the licks that you're working on, or little hand and foot patterns or sticking patterns or whatever, and you just move them around the kit a little bit. And I actually use this as a really nice chance to have some fun. Fran's working on his grade 3. So what I'm going to do, just as a place to start here, is give you 3 sort of licks or 3 things that you can do at the end of a tune and you could potentially string them together or just do them separately to make a rock and roll ending. These aren't definitive. These aren't the only things to do. I'm not saying you have to do it like this. This is just 3 ideas that are around that grade 3 level. So this is the end of, like I say, Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. You're playing like a 16th note groove. And then it just says fill around kit at the end, right? It's up to you what to play. And a lot of drummers go, man, I don't know what to play. Like they've got that kind of vague idea of a drummer sort of flying around the kit, the old drum kit falling downstairs, sort of drum fill to finish a song off. But they like, I don't even know where to start on that. So like I say, here's 3 ideas. First idea is play a single stroke roll on your crash or crashes, just to get a wash going, man. And that's often a great place to start. If you look at a rock drummer like Roger Taylor, he does that all the time from Queen. So a single stroke roll between your crashes. If you can do it, add a little bit of bass drum, just thumping away on a regular hit. The great thing about these rock and roll finishes, of course, is there's no pulse, right? So usually, just enjoy yourself, man. You're not tied to a particular note value. If you have 2 kicks, but if you have a double kick, then of course use that. A brilliant chance to use that. Obviously, if not, just use 1. That's a brilliant thing because it just builds up that enormous wash. If the guitarists, which they probably are, making a racket as well, brilliant. That's a great way to build excitement and to make it really super clear to the audience. Like, this is the end, by the way. Build up that huge wash. The next thing would be single stroke rolls around the kit. And in particular, the thing I think works great here is single stroke rolls with like some bursts in there. So I've made quite a few videos about bursts generally, the idea of just playing singles and then at some point doubling up. In this case, I'm thinking of a big rock and roll finish, so I'll keep the bursts as single strokes. I know people often say, when I play my quicker notes, they could be singles or doubles. Yeah, of course they could, but I'll keep them as singles here. So this is the idea of playing a stream of, I mean, it's not even really a note value at this point, is it? But like, say they were 16ths. Doing that, and just sometimes throwing in a couple of faster ones, right? You can either do that in a free form fashion, or you could, if you wanted to have a bit more guidance, I'll link actually to a video I've done about practicing up drum bursts. You might have a couple of specific patterns that you just run over and over. That's fine. I mean, and obviously you move around the drum kit as you play, right? So even if you're playing the same rhythm pattern over quite a bit, I would say generally that's not a huge big deal, because the way if you're moving around the drums, that will kind of not disguise the rhythm pattern, but make it sound interesting anyway. So even if you're sticking to going, for example, you're doing that, so what, man? But I would say potentially in an ideal world, it might be fun to just throw them in a bit more randomly. Best way to work on this, get on your practice pad. You know, when you're watching TV in the evening, if you're watching a film, imagine my wife's delight as I sit there in the evening working on these on a practice pad, or just on your tabletop, on your, you know, on your cushion, on your pillow, in midair, just sitting there going. Tell you what I'll do. I'll give you one pattern, right? Just because somebody will say, well, that's fine, but I don't know where to start. I'll give you one pattern. Let's go. So we're going to go 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So on 3E, we're going to go at twice the rate. If you like, we're doing 30-second notes. So the 16th notes that came before on 3E. 1E and a 2E and a 4E. 1E and a 2E and now 3E and a 4E. Ultimately here, of course, it doesn't matter. If you go out of time, well, you haven't. There isn't a time, so you're fine here. But if you want guidance, how about that one? 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. You could just do straight single strokes, of course. That works fine as well, but I just think the bursts in there just add a bit of interest and excitement. So, first idea, rolling, single stroke roll on the crashes, ideally with a bit of kick, ideally with a double kick. Second idea, single stroke roll, moved around the kit, ideally with some bursts in place. Third idea is a simple linear pattern. Now I'm thinking of the grade 3 sort of level here, so let's keep it super simple. I can't say necessarily for everybody, but certainly for like the drummers that I work with, and we go through the grade thing. Certainly by the time they've reached grade 3, we've introduced quite a lot of simple linear phrases, 3 notes, 4 notes long. So as the all-time classic sort of simple linear ones would be right, left, kick, and kick, right, left. Let's go right, left, kick, right? So hopefully by this sort of point, you might have a bit of fluency with something like that. Right, left, kick, right, left, kick. Playing these as evenly spaced notes. They're not necessarily triplets, but you could think of them as triplets when you're first practicing them. The really important thing is the hits are evenly spaced, the sticks and the kick. Right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, that kind of sound, man. So start off here again. You could be on your kit, but you could be on your practice pad. You could be on a tabletop. You could not even have your sticks. You could just be sitting anywhere you like. You could be sitting on a park bench. Right, left, kick on the floor. Get a little flow going. Right, left, kick. Right, left, kick. Right, left, kick. As you get comfortable with the pattern, start to speed up, but make sure you're keeping it even. Right, left, kick. This will take time and repetition and effort to build up. Just to be super clear, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick. People often say, well, I get to a certain speed and then I can't get any faster, as if they're just entitled to play. But keep going, man. That means you've hit your current limit, but that's not your limit. If you keep practicing, you'll get faster, man. the improvement zone. Live in that improvement zone. Such a big believer in this. Get to that point where you can just about do it still, but you start to feel that sense of challenge as you get faster. Say that you started off slow and you started getting quicker. Say you got to that point, right? And it started to feel more challenging. You started to feel like, okay, it's on the edge of breaking up. Great, hold it there. Maybe 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. Bring it back down again. I've got another video about building up those simple patterns, right, left kick and kick, right, left. I'll put those, I'll put a link to that below as well. Move it around the kit, of course. Once you get going, the world's your oyster, man. Repetition, building. You're never off duty, even when you're away from the kit. Every spare second, man. Right, left kick, right, left kick, right, left kick, right, left kick, or left, right kick if you're left-handed. So there you go, man. 3 great ideas. They're not, like I said, to repeat, they're not definitive. They're not the only things you could do. Far from it. They're just 3 suggestions that would be really cool around that sort of grade 3, 4 level, I reckon. To repeat, first one is single stroke roll on the crashes. If you've got one crash, just do it on one crash. You can always use the edge of your ride as well. Ideally, put a bit of bass drum in there. Even more ideally, if you've got a double kick or 2 bass drums, use them. Second idea, single stroke roll around the kit. Ideally, putting in a burst or 2. And third idea, right, left, kick. Just to finish off, I quite like to do, you know what, when I was a kid I had I forget what the tune was, but I had a Stone Roses CD and it had a song on it, and it was like, I think this was like one of the, somebody might know this out there, it was one of the bonus tracks or like lesser known tunes, and it was like right at the end, and it was called The Complete Stone Roses, and there was one of the tracks right near the end was like a real jam type of track. I think it was from there, like one of the ones from the super early days, and they had it right at the end, and at the end of the song they do a rock and roll finish, and their drummer Rennie, right, Alan Wren, he goes but like 2 big flams on the snare and then crash. And it's funny because I had that record like 25 years ago or whatever that came out, and I still do that. I still go but crash at the end just like he did. Sometimes I do maybe 3 or 4 for real emphasis, but my kind of go-to is still flam crash from that track on The Complete Stone Roses played by Alan Wren. So I'll do an example of the sort of finish I might play at grade 3. Obviously for this sort of level, doesn't have to be lightning fast, just needs to be exciting and relatively clean sounding. So we'll do some rolling on the crash. We'll do some right left kick. We'll do our... Alright, one time again. 3, 4, 1, 2, here we go. Or something like that. The point is, it doesn't really matter, man. Just enjoy yourself. Show that you're enjoying it at that point. Fly around the kit. 3 great ideas to get you started. That is just the beginning, but 3, I reckon, if you did that in the grade 3, that would be great. That would suit you really well. With all of those things, obviously there'll be they are new, there will be a sustained period of working up to that. Go for it. Build it bit by bit. Loads of it you can do away from the kit, especially right left kick, man. Brilliant. Even with these ones. Even that you can do, great if you've got sticks. Ideally, got sticks, but even with your hands. I mean, this is drumming, man. People often say to me, "Oh, I couldn't do any practice this week." It's such a negative attitude. People say, "I couldn't do any practice this week because my kit's packed away." I think, come on, man, it's drumming, like right, left, like even if you haven't got sticks, like as excuses go, it's pretty rubbish. Fair enough if you play, piano or guitar. Like if you can't get to your instrument, it's a bit trickier. Although I'm sure there are still plenty of things you can do, but especially with piano. But yeah, come on, man. Like it's drums, right, left, or right, left kick, right, left kick. So there's 3 great ideas for you. Hope that helps. Shout out to Fran. Thanks for watching as always. Really, really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks to all the amazing people who support this channel by buying me a coffee. Thanks a million. I'll definitely do some shout outs soon. And thanks to all the amazing people who become channel members as well. If you've found these videos helpful or useful, feel positive about them, and you'd really like to support this channel and you're in a position to do so, please consider doing so. You can become a channel member like Fran and like lots of other people. I'm happy to say you're supporting this channel, helping it grow, becoming part of it, getting input into it, and you're getting a load of things in return, including a complimentary practice plan, complimentary Zoom session, a load of other features, including all the supporting material that goes with these videos each time I upload a video, members videos, talk throughs of the note for note covers that I do, your questions answered, feedback on your drumming, and so on. If that sounds like it'd be of interest, check out the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Cheers.